Hey guys, Ash here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video, guys. I'm glad to have you here. Today we're going to talk about an old school fusion champion. It is Foli. Before I show you my world's strongest Foli in action in Platinum tier in the arena, I want to go ahead and take a brief history of Foli. Take a look because he's kind of a historic champion in the game. He was actually, I think, the third legendary fusion. Let's go through them here. We had Nick was the first fusion ever in the game back in the beginning of 2019. And then we had my man SHAMROCK was the second ever fusion in the game. And then after that, there was actually an epic fusion for ALIKA. And the fourth fusion ever added to the game was none other than Foli. I have him here pulled up on hellhades.com. I really love the write-up they did on Foli here. They say Foli is a Magic Affinity champion in the Dark Elves faction. Foli was available in the Fusion Champion in July 2019. Was considered by most, me included, as a waste of a lot of resources and time for a great-looking champion that hit like a noodle and had no place in the game. Ooh, that is not a promising start to a guide. That's not what you want to see when you pull a legendary champion and go look it up online, right? Foli received a buff, but it wasn't widely used until Rotos came onto the scene. Rotos need multiple hits to be killed, and Foli has an A3 which also blocks revives if it kills. His A3 is an AoE attack, and then it targets the target enemy as well. Whilst people were still trying these builds, it was realized that Foli was one of the best arena champions in the game, capable of taking out an entire enemy team, provided they have decreased defense, and Foli has increased attack on him. So really cool right up there, and that is absolutely accurate, right? He was considered to be a really underwhelming champion at first. He did receive a pretty significant buff, and now I think he is just incredible in the arena. I've never done a video ever on Foli on the channel, so I'm excited for this one here. Okay, we have a 4-time hitter on the A1. It has a strong rating. On the A2, another 4-time hitter, so obviously in like kind of the early, mid, and I guess even late game, great for Fire Knight, chipping away at that shield if you need it. We have a leech on the A2. We have a decreased defense on the A1, excuse me, but it's really about this A3 Sealed Fate ability. It has a 4 multiplier, which is godlike, and living armor passive is so good and so annoying in the arena. Let's take a quick look here at Foli in game, guys. What was that? What was this? What's this pack? What's this pack?
I think he saw us. Oh, you think so?
$100 with 3,500 or 6. Ooh, that's a tough one, but I think I would go with the 3,500. 7,500, 250. Dude, no way. Do any of you guys do this? You go through the entire personal pack, and at the end, the rewards get diminishing and diminishing, and you're like, no way, not for $100, no way. Close it, close it. All right, back to the regularly scheduled content here. So this is my world's strongest Foli. I got super lucky, guys, and I got a 6-star ascension on Foli. He is a +3 empowerment as well. I wonder if there's a 6-star ascended with a +4 out there. If you know anybody, you go ahead and let me know. But I think he's going to be up there in terms of the most epic Folis out there in the world. He is insane. He was actually my first 6-star legendary, I think.
Hola.
No, I take that back. I have Dracomorph as well. Maybe a world's strongest Dracomorph coming up. Who knows? Anyway, Foli was my second full 6-star legendary, so I was able to give him Soul Reap as a 6-star legendary blessing. That's incredible. It has an HP target threshold of 20%, 100% chance of placing True Fear debuff for 1 turn. If the target survives the Reaper, we get 25% crit damage, we get 500 attack, 1,000 HP, and 10 speed as well. Man, that's insane. That really comes in handy in the arena. That 20% HP threshold is absolutely massive. It scales quite a bit from 4 at 1 star all the way to 20% with a guaranteed True Fear. Really, really cool. Okay, so that's what makes him so incredible. You know, that Soul Reap, you'll see it in action in a minute here, but really quickly, we talked about his A1, we talked about his A2. He's obviously an attack-based champion, so increased attack does help him a lot as a setup. We have Sealed Fate, 4-turn cooldown, attacks all enemies, decrease their current turn meter. Current turn meter is weird. I never see the word current in there. By 15%, then attacks the targeted enemy. Enemies killed by this skill cannot be revived. So deny revival, it attacks everybody once and then the target as well. Again, good for Rotos as mentioned on the Hell Hades website. And then this living armor. Whenever an enemy places a stun, freeze, sleep, or provoke on this champion, instantly removes the debuff and heals this champion by 20% of his max HP and boosts his turn meter by 50%. That's incredible, right? So against Kaimars, against Sifis with the sleep, against, anybody with the provoke, Molly Tankard, against freeze champions like Tormin, Yakarl, Gurgo, whatever, you're going to be able to deny all of that stuff just with his living armor and then boosting the turn meter automatically after that. It's a really, really good passive for the arena. For masteries on this champion, I went with, let me push myself over here, obviously with my favorite kind of arena nuker setup on the offensive tree, going down here, grabbing, well, obviously, I didn't need, always go with what you need, right? I didn't need the extra crit rate here, so I went with the attack instead. Keen Strike is going to be a mandatory for me. Shield Bearer is going to, or Breaker, excuse me, is going to be a mandatory. Increase damage inflicted, by targets under shield by 25%. That's going to be great, especially in a go second team, which we're going to highlight him in today. We have Ruthless Ambush, increased damage by 8% the first hit on each enemy. And then we have Opportunist, increased damage inflicted on targets with stun, sleep, fear, true fear, freeze, or petrification. Keep in mind, he has true fear on his Soul Reaper, so it actually comes in handy there as well on Opportunist. And Helm Smasher, of course, the mandatory, the obligatory tier 6 mastery on our arena nuker, 50% chance of ignoring 50% of target's defense. We also went with the defense tree here. We don't really care so much about accuracy on this particular build. We don't care so much about landing that leech and the decreased defense on his A1 and A2. So we went with Retribution. We also went with Cycle of Revenge, could easily go with Deterrence as well. In terms of artifacts here, we have them in a lethal and a crit damage set. Now, the big decision I had when building this Foli was, do I want to go attack percentage on the boots and sacrifice a little bit of speed to really get that attack over 7,000? The answer is no. I damage tested both, and I think I'd rather just have the speed here. The damage was really negligible, and I think that you guys longtime players, you probably already know this. If not, maybe you need to know this. Crit damage, after you get above like 5,500 on attack, crit damage scales so much better in terms of extra damage. So you don't really need to keep piling on attack over 6,000 and 7,000 necessarily. It's going to add a little bit of damage, but nothing crazy, okay? So I decided to keep speed on the boots. He has 43k, 29k on HP and defense. Not too bad. He's getting a lot of boosts from the blessings, obviously, as we already spoke about. 292 on the crit damage is a little low for an endgame nuker, but we make it up with the block revive and the Soul Reaper, of course. So 103 on the crit rate. 200 is a respectable speed on a go second team especially. And then resistance 305 is actually not bad considering we're going to use a resistance aura as well on Siffy. So he's going to have almost 400 resistance, which is kind of nice to have, although not mandatory because of his living armor passive, okay? So for artifacts here, we have attack with a trip roll with a max glyph on the ring. We have crit damage with a quad roll of resistance. That's how he gets all that resistance, essentially, off of this crit damage amulet. Now, I think in a perfect world, I would go with a quad roll of attack if I had it instead, but I'll take the resist. It's nice, and the attack, I still got a max roll on a 6-star glyph there as well. On the banner, this is the worst piece of gear I want to say on this champion here. It's good, don't get me wrong, but I'd really love a double or a triple roll or a quad roll on the attack banner, but we're gonna do just fine with this. On the boots, we have them fully ascended here, just getting a little bit extra HP. Again, he is on a go second team, so I want to keep him alive, right? The worst thing, and I'm just gonna tell you guys out the gate here, the one answer to a Foli team like we're gonna showcase, and I have not lost a battle yet with this squad. The worst thing, though, is going against a Mortu Macabre in Stone Skin. Even though he's Spirit Affinity, if he takes out Foli with the Peril, even with Necret protecting him, it's game over for me, right? So I'm always a little weary about going into those Mortu Macabre teams. So a little bit of extra HP is definitely going to help me out. So I decided to fully ascend these speed boots with crit damage, crit rate. We have attack percentage with a little bit of HP on the chest. We have crit damage with a little bit more HP. I get kind of unlucky with these ascensions on these artifacts here. On the, again, looking for crit rate, crit damage from the lethal stuff. My lethal gear is not as good as my savage gear, but I really wanted that extra crit rate to help me out when building this champion. So there it is, guys. Those are all the artifacts on this champ. I've shown you my full Foli. By the way, guys, a Foli skin wouldn't it be insane, dude? Plarium, if you're watching, Add a Foli skin. That would be really, really cool.
I don't think it'll be necessary.
He already looks really cool, but imagine what he'd look like in like some really badass skins. Enough talking about him. Let's show him off in the arena. What is this, Boxing Week? Nah. I hate those little mortal soul stones, you know? So here we are in Platinum Tier Arena, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and just start knocking off. These teams honestly don't look that difficult. So let's take a couple of them out. We're just gonna go in order here. And this is the team. Let me showcase the team first. We have Siffy in the lead with the resist in all battles, right? I think this is the third world's strongest video. I don't know if you guys like this. I've been making so much early game content lately on the channel. You know, a Kale guide, a beginner's guide, how to build a nuker, how to build a tank, stuff like that. First 3 champions to start on to max on a new account. So I figured I'd mix in a little end game content here. Previous video on the world's strongest Siffy and the world's strongest Molly tank card. This is the third kind of world's strongest vid. Let me know if you like this series or if you hate it, you know, let me know either way in the comments. So we have Siffy in there for support. She's very high resist build. She's just in speed gear, so in resist gear, I think. So no stone skin on her. We do have stone skin on Duchess because, as I mentioned, guys, we do need that increased attack. So she's there primarily for that, but it's nice to have a reviver and the veil and everything else as well. We have Necrit the Great to keep Foli alive with his ally Protect. And the one thing I will say about this team, I have a fast team and a slow team built for you guys. I have a fast Foli team with Arbiter, Yumeko, Madame Ceres. And this is the slow team that we're going to highlight first. Slow team is much better, a little bit slower though. Let me go ahead and show you one quick thing. If you guys are lucky enough to have Necrit the Great and you build him in Stone Skin, you definitely want to open up with the Disturbing Infusion if you have 2-turn Stone Skin, because otherwise he's going to get an extra turn off of his A2 and he's going to strip away his own Stone Skin, thereby mitigating his really, really incredibly passive to open up and protect your nuker, okay? Other than that, everything else is standard. Here we go, guys. Excuse me. This team that we're attacking into is very tanky, very tanky. I really like that they have Raph in there, right? The increased resistance champion. There's only 2 of them. Well, there's only 2 big increased resistance champions out there in the game. It is Raph Matab and what's his face? The dwarf. Why am I drawing a blank on his name, man? Come on, dude. I like that guy too. What is his name? I'll look at it after this battle. Foli's smart. He's saying, dude, look at all these stone skins, look at all these buffs. I can't kill anybody, so I'm not going to use my A3. So I have it on auto right now, and he's not using his A3. You love to see it, right? Now he's going to come in with his A3. He thinks he can probably kill Mithrala. So let's see. If he can't kill Mithrala, you're going to see his Soul Reap probably come into action here, right? Same thing with Duchess. So here he goes with his A3 ability. The nice thing is, even if we didn't kill Duchess, he has Block Revive on this ability, so we don't have to worry about it. There it goes, Block Revive. And we did not end up killing Mithrala, but now it's just a matter of time here with this squad, right? And you can see that they're really, really strong in terms of, like, it's difficult to crack through all of this armor, per se. There's the Soul Reap taking down Mithrala, and now it's just going to be a matter of time on these 2 champions. Be right back. All right, guys, so there we go. And I thought of the name while I was on the break there. Beauregard the Elder. Beauregard. Okay, so we finished that team off pretty handily. Again, took a little bit, but we got the job done. Let's go against this squad here. Necrit, Tormund, Siffy, Krutraxa. Again, very easy because against Tormund especially, we'll have block debuffs thanks to our man there, Necrit the Great. But even if we don't, for whatever reason, again, we're just going to strip that freeze right off and go right in there with there's a Soul Reap. Now, unfortunately, this is a good time to talk about Soul Reap. It does not give the block revive, nor would you really expect it to. It'd be so cool if it basically just carried on the special, you know, attributes of that ability that we're using. But either way, we're going to be okay. We don't have our A3 up right now, but you can see his A2 hits pretty hard against 2 tankier champions in Mithrala and Tormund there. There we go. 1 champion down. You guys can see, after this one, I think I'm going to refresh the teams because I want to find some really just the most challenging teams I can and see if we can lose, right? Normally, that's not what you're trying to do here, but I want to see, this might be my best arena team. The nice thing about Foli is and this applies to whether you have an OP endgame team or, you know, Foli's your only legendary and you're just starting out. It's just really nice not to have to sweat. It's really become in vogue in kind of the raid arena defense zeitgeist right now to run 2 revivers, sometimes even 3 revivers on the enemy team. And it's nice not to have to really worry about any of that stuff, right? You see multiple like double Siphi and Arbiter teams, a lot of other revivers out there, and I don't need to list them all off to you guys, but it's just really nice not to have to worry about it. Again, block revive there on Tormund, and this one is going to be just a matter of time. I'll come back to you guys when we're closing this one out. All right, guys, there we go. Just finished off Nekret, and another one bites the dust. All right, guys, so I found a really, really hard team here. We have a Warlord, Nekret, Mithrala, and then we got the Nutcracker. Jirgurd the Breaker. I'm so scared of this dude, but let's go ahead and see what we got. Let's see what we can do here. Man, I'm so jealous is what I really am of this guy, right? And again, maybe not the perfect team to showcase Foli because there's no revivers here, but it is a very, very tough team nonetheless, so I do think it would be fun to go against them. So they have Nekret obviously protecting the Nutcracker. We only have our A1 available, so let's just go ahead and kind of chip away at Warlord. Warlord's going to be the first target in terms of who we want to kill, but I think this is actually going to be pretty, I don't want to speak too soon, but this looks like it's going to be pretty easy.
You kidding me?
I know I mentioned not going in with the A2 here, but let's just take Warlord out of the equation. That way we don't have to worry about our skills going on cooldown. So there we go. We do, okay. Nutcracker, let's see what he has here. Let's see what he has. Who can he take down on his big AoE? Okay, he goes in for Siphi. Now he goes in for the AoE. A lot of damage, but really not the end of the world there, right? We're going to be able to pick ourselves right back up. I'm just going to go ahead and poke away at Nekret a little bit. I wouldn't be able to do much there against Nutcracker anyway. Let's go ahead and ally protect on Siphi. Make sure she does not go down again. That ally attack, boy, that really hurts there. That really hurts, man. He is no joke, huh, guys? And I can't do much at all here, so I'm just going to poke away at Nekret again. All right. Yeah, I think I'm better off just... Woo! Dude, he is a beast, huh? This is one of my first... I think this is only the second time I've gone against him, but it's the first time I've gone against him on, like, an OP team. A good supporting cast around him. All right, here comes Sealed Fate. Okay, he's down. Block revive, block revive, block revive. This one's game over. Woo! Woo! That was a fun one, man. That was a fun one, but again, got the job done there. It was a little dicey for a second. I'm going to go ahead and switch to the... Look at that Soul Reap, man. Just going off here. I'm going to switch to the speed team. Actually, let's go against this. Let's go against this squad here. Let's go against one more, like, kind of a hegemon nuker team here. A little bit of a faster team. This should be easy for us. So we do get the provoke on Siphi. Interesting. Here we come. Again, we have... Let's see if he goes in with the A3 here. He probably will. Yep. Sealed Fate. Dead. Soul Reap. Nice. So we can pick up Trunda. She can pick up Trunda, excuse me, here, because she died vis-a-vis the Soul Reap. But let's see. Trunda, she has her A2 available. It's not going to do much. It was a lot of damage, but not the end of the world. And again, like we said, this one a lot easier here. And there we go. Dude, Foli's a boss, huh, guys? All right, let's go against... let's go with our speed team, right? Let's switch things up a little bit here before we let you guys go. And let's see how we can do here. I'm really worried about this team. Candy is like one of the best, if not the best, go second nukers in the game. He protects himself. He just waits things out. He puts his veil on, and then he just nukes you know, the hell down. All right, so let's go in here. Let's see if we can get some removals. We do get a removal. Let's see if we can go ahead and kill Duchess. We couldn't get the Soul Reap there. I felt like it was 20% damage there, man. That's going to hurt. I think we're going to be dead. So look at this. We switched to a go first team, and we die right away. Because I don't think we can withstand... This team can't withstand Candyman. Ooh. Yeah, this is the problem that you run into on speed. This is why speed is not really in vogue, you know, in Platinum. It's definitely still really popular and still the best way to go. Like if I had to just farm my Great Hall or do whatever I wanted to do, like climb trophies really quickly, I would definitely go with a squad like this in gold, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. If I didn't have Yumeko, I would just sub in a... You know, any control champ. It's kind of a flex spot, right? It could be a control champion. It could be a support champion. It could be, you know, well, there we go, guys. There we go. We switch teams, and we immediately lose. Let's go against one more squad with this team. Let's try to give them a chance to redeem themselves. Which one of these teams? A lot of Candymans, man. Canderfon is literally on almost every single team here. Let's see if we win the speed race against this Yumeko and Karato team. Cool to see Karato getting some gameplay in Plat. I think he's a really underrated champion, especially, obviously, with... they win the speed race. That's it. We lose again. Dude, we switched to the speed team, and we just lose. All we do is lose. All right, you're going to see Karato in action, though. That's going to be cool, at least. He's going to nuke us all down to smithereens. There it goes. All right, guys, so we're going to end it there. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want another World's Strongest video, I can probably do one with Draco. He is +4 again and fully ascended. However, it will be PvE content because he's not really known as an arena champion. Other than that, I don't think I have, maybe Yoshi, but he is only 3-star there. Maybe Bad El Khazar could be another option. Guys, do you have Foli? If so, what is your favorite sort of team to run him with? Guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, take care, guys.